In the chapter Staying Connected, let's learn about communication, personal communication, means of communication, and mass communication. Communication is about sending and receiving information or the transmission of information from one party to another using symbols. It involves at least two persons, that is, a sender and a receiver. Effective communication occurs only if the receiver understands the exact information or idea that the sender intended to transmit. Early human beings expressed their feelings without using any words. They drew pictures on the walls of caves to express themselves. It was only about 5,000 years ago that human beings were able to write. In earlier times, people used to send messages through messengers or pigeons as there were no other means of communication. Ships still use flags to give and receive signals. However, with the development of science and technology, many new ways of communication were introduced. Earlier, messages and letters were delayed or even lost. But nowadays, we can send written messages or communicate within a seconds from and to any part of the world. There are two kinds of communication: personal communication and mass communication. Now, let us start to understand about personal communication. Personal communication begins when two or more people are aware of each other. It is mainly between family and friends and not for public knowledge. Some means of personal communication are: Number 1. Post office. Every city and nearly all the villages of our country have post offices. We can buy postcards, inland letters, envelopes, and stamps from the post office. We can also send parcels and money through money orders to our friends and relatives. This method of communication costs very little. Quick mail service and speed post have also been started in cities. Our PIN, which is known to be Postal Index Number code, is a number allotted to the post office where the letter finally reaches. Number 2 is telegraph. Messages could be sent to any part of the world in few hours by means of a telegram. This was done through the telegraph offices. The telegraphic messages were brief and sent in Morse code. Morse code is a language of dots and dashes. Telegraph service is a part of history now and has been discontinued in India. Kids, now we have on number 3 the telephone. Telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. It is the fastest means of communication. We can talk to people in far-off cities or even in distant countries through the STD, that is subscriber trunk dialing, and ISD, that is international subscriber dialing. The most important service provider in India is BSNL. Airtel, Vodafone, Idea and Reliance are some well-known private mobile service providers in India. We use mobile phones nowadays. These wireless devices can be carried anywhere. We can also send SMS, that is short messaging service, through the mobile phones. In recent years, smartphones have become quite popular. We can surf the internet, send emails, messages, pictures, songs, etc. through the smartphones. Number 4 is fax. A fax or facsimiles is the telephonic transmission of scanned-in printed material. We can send and receive text or images by transmitting them through telephone wires. Now my dear kids, let us understand about email. We can send messages by electronic mail or email and the internet to any part of the world through the computers. The internet is a worldwide computer network by which a user can connect his computer to another computer in any part of the world. It is a very inexpensive means of communication. We can send the message to a recipient by specifying the recipient's address. Let's understand now about mass communication. When we communicate with a large group of people at one time, we use the means of mass communication. Newspapers, radio, magazines, television are some means of mass communication. Newspapers, magazines, and journals inform us about the developments around the world. The important news is written as headlines. Advertisements are also printed in the newspapers under the classified section. Newspapers were first published in countries like Germany, Italy, and Netherlands in the 17th century. In India, newspapers and magazines are published in English, Hindi, and regional languages, and they are a very cheap mode of communication. Radio is widely used as a mass communication medium. It was invented by an Italian named Guglielmo Marconi in 1886. Radio is a source of education, news, and entertainment. It is not only popular in the rural areas but also very popular in the urban areas. Recently, the FM channel has become a great favorite with the youth and is the most portable of the broadcast media, being accessible at home, in the office, in the car, and almost everywhere at any time. Now let us look into the television. Among all the mass media today, television attracts the largest number of viewers. Television was invented by John Logie Baird in 1926. Television has the ability to transmit live events such as sports, news, making it the most powerful medium for mass communication. With teleconferencing, the television can transmit events happening at more than one place at once. Let's start to know more about Internet. The Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks. E-shopping, e-banking, and downloads are possible through the Internet. There are millions of websites on the Internet. Whenever we want any information, the Internet is ready to help. That is why it is also called the information superhighway. Nowadays, Internet is the most powerful medium of information exchange. Cinema is a source of entertainment and knowledge. It is an effective means of conveying information and ideas to a large number of people. Short films called documentaries help the people to learn about real-life situations, and it is a very popular means of mass communication across the world. Now let us come to know about advertisement. They are also an effective means of mass communication. They give us information about products and services available globally. Advertisements in newspapers and magazines reach only a few people. Nowadays, internet is also used for advertising. Hey kids, now it's time for Brainy Facts. From 15 July 2013 onwards, the service of Telegram has been discontinued due to its less use. We can also send the same email messages to several users at once. This is called broadcasting. In India, the official television broadcaster is Doordarshan, launched in New Delhi on 15 September 1959. Through social networking, we can interact with a group of friends located all over the world simultaneously. Facebook and Twitter are the most popular social networking sites. The Bengal Gazette was the India's first newspaper, which was published on January 29, 1780, that means in the 18th century. Kids, if you like the video, do hit a like, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel for more updates on social studies. Thanks for watching and keep learning.